A little while ago on the show, I reviewed a gaming keyboard, and this keyboard was pretty good. I liked it a lot, gave it a glowing review, and a whole bunch of companies out there started contacting me from all over about how they had better keyboards. Now, I turned down a lot of the reviews because I didn't want to just make Rerez all about keyboard reviews, because honestly, after you've reviewed one gaming keyboard, the design of these things doesn't change all that much. Some have different switches, some have different colors, and some don't light up and some do, and there's just stuff like that. But this company was very adamant about me reviewing their keyboards because they had one feature that all the other ones didn't have. Theirs was waterproof. So today, we're going to be taking their really big gaming keyboard and we're going to be submerging it in water. This keyboard's called the Firerose MK3 First Player Mechanical Keyboard, and like the title says, it is a mechanical keyboard. It's got those little switches in the keyboard that kind of sound really loud when you type with it, but there's a lot of gamers out there that really like that kind of stuff, and I'm one of them. Also, this keyboard has a little bit of a longer distance between the actual key being pushed down and the actual touch to the key base itself, so for people out there that don't like long distance travels in their keys, especially if you're a gamer, you might not like this one too much. And although I got to play tons and tons of games with this, I found that the rollover of my finger from one key to the other really wasn't the greatest thing in the world. The keyboard does work, but I feel like it would be a better typing keyboard than it would be a gaming keyboard. Outside of that, the only other thing I found that was a little bit off with the keyboard is that the LED backlight system on here was stuck on rainbow. I read through the entire manual, I tried to change it out of that, but if you want the backlighting on this keys to be on, it's stuck in this rainbow formation forever. So that's kind of weird. Outside of that though, it's a pretty solid keyboard that's really well designed. You can't remove the USB from the back or anything like that because it's apparently waterproof, but it doesn't look like a waterproof keyboard. I mean, look at this thing. I really felt like if I was going to dunk water on this, that it was going to be damaged. So, here we go. Okay, so here's how we're going to test out if this thing is actually waterproof. Now to begin with, I've got a laptop here that's not running in directly to power from the wall. I was afraid I might get a really severe electrical shock if I tried that, and even though I'm pretty sure the USB cord will short out before anything like that happens, I kind of wanted to be safe. I took some precautions and I went to the store and asked for laptop shock-proof gloves, which they didn't have, but they did have these really cool looking PVC gloves, which will most likely insulate me from a direct electric shock. So, here's what we're gonna do. As you can see, the game is running and the laptop inputs work. So, here we go. Let's see if this thing is actually waterproof. Okay, so the lights are still on. That looks like it works to me. Yep, looks like we're still pretty good. Now right now, I don't think I'm gonna get any bad shocks, so let's just see if we can play the game a little bit. It's incredibly weird to be using a keyboard like this while it's soaking wet, but it seems to be working. I can play the game just fine, and even though I don't like playing Spelunky with a keyboard, you can do it, so here you go. Game works, everything totally cool. That's kind of interesting actually, I was surprised that it would work. Okay, so as far as I can tell, everything looks like it's working, and although it is really strange to use a soaking wet keyboard that looks like this, we're gonna go a step further. I'm gonna take a huge jug of water and I'm gonna pour the water into this thing. Let's see if it works.
Don't try this at home!
Oh, this is so stupid. Okay. There we go. Lights are still going, and it's still going. You know what? These are just way too thick. If I get a shock, at least we catch it on camera. Okay, so yeah, the game is still running perfectly fine. There's no electric shocks going on. So as you can see, the keyboard still totally works. There's nothing going wrong with it. No shorts, no nothing. I mean, this is insane. I would never ever do this with the keyboard, but it totally seems to be fine. And it still works too. So yeah, this is a functional keyboard that you can completely submerge in water. And quite a bit of it too. I mean, this is... You could probably keep this in the bath if you wanted. I don't recommend it, but I think you could. So there you go, the Firerose first player mechanical keyboard. It's colorful, it's really good, and it's waterproof. So there you have it. This keyboard is actually waterproof. Even though it doesn't look like it's waterproof, it totally is. And there's a lot of like nooks and crannies on this keyboard that pretty much hold the water in it for a really long time. Even after about an hour or two of use when I was trying to dry it off, I still found there was a lot of water leaking out of the keyboard on my desk after the fact. Now, if you were to just dunk some water on it or maybe ketchup or something, you want to rinse it off afterwards, that would be fine to do, but I don't recommend turning it on after you've really got a lot of water stuck in the thing, only because you're just gonna have water all over your desk afterwards. I've now waited hours and hours for this thing to dry off and it still hasn't dried off fully, so keep that in mind if you're looking to get something like this. Really, what this keyboard is for are for people that are typing a lot or gaming a lot and don't want to have to worry about getting their keyboard dirty and wet. And that's kinda cool. Usually when I clean my keyboards, I use a can of compressed air to spray away all the dust and crumbs that might be stuck in between the keys, but with this one right here, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just spray it down with some water and wipe the water away and have a completely clean, brand new looking keyboard, which is amazing. No longer do you have to dismantle a keyboard key by key and use a Q-tip with a bunch of alcohol on it to clean away all that Cheeto dust. All you have to do now is spray it down with some water. Ladies and gentlemen, the future is now.